Hello. Today we're going to go over the 5 trades that will likely happen in 2024 off-season. Now, I'm going to quickly say I don't actually know if any of these players will move. Obviously, some of these are contracted players, and yeah, I've got no source, so this is just my opinion. Let's get into it. So Dan Houston's number one. He's likely going to be suspended, unfortunately, but he was likely going to go to Melbourne, but Melbourne obviously had a lot of troubles off field, so he's most likely going to go to another Victorian club. He wants to go home, and he's contracted for another 3 or 4 years, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, he's got a long-term deal, and I'd say, I wonder if Carlton would be a better fit for him. Obviously, the extra $2 million salary cap for the 2025 season is coming, so that gives an extra wriggle room for them, but they might have to trade up for maybe a couple firsts and potentially even get maybe a couple players involved as well. So that would be probably the most ideal. Let me know your thoughts on this deal, and maybe Port Adelaide might give up a, I don't know, or 6 round, 7 round pick. So let me know your thoughts on that. Next one, Shai Bolton. He's requested a trade to WA. Obviously, he wants to come home, and he's been at the club since nearly 7 years. So he's done his job there at Richmond. Maybe a couple of first rounders, and then maybe a player or two of similar to his caliber, I guess, or 2 really good role players. Next one is Daniel Rioli. Now, that's a huge name in the trade period this year. He wants to go to Gold Coast with his former coach in Dimmer Hardwick. Now, that'd be a huge loss, especially with the Richmond history of Riolis. And yeah, I mean, he just wants a fresh start. Fair enough. A few Richmond players do want out on this list, so it's hard because at his best, he's easily a first round pick. I just not sure. Maybe a couple of second rounders, maybe a player similar to him. Maybe they could do a swap with Jack Lukosius and Dan Rioli. I don't know if that could work. Next one is Jack Lukosius. Now, they could swap Daniel Rioli and Jack Lukosius out of the best 23 at the Suns, so he was looking for a fresh start. Maybe Geelong could offer him a little bit of a deal. That could potentially. I'm a Cats fan, so I would love, him to come if he wanted to, or he might even want to go to WA, South Australia, might to get even better opportunities somewhere else. But I'm just thinking, since Melbourne are losing Ben Brown, he could slot in maybe nicely over in Melbourne. Or potentially, I'm not sure what the go is with Aaron Norton. Is he going to go back in defence, or he'll just be a permanent forward? If not, maybe a sneaky little chance for the Doggies. But being realistic, he'll probably go to St Kilda type, potentially. They could go after him for like a late second round pick, or maybe add like a player or something like that. And the last one is Liam Baker. Now, obviously, he's a couple-time premiership player with the Richmond Tigers, and he is from WA, so it's potentially West Coast or Fremantle. So he hasn't requested a trade yet that I know of. I just did some research and haven't really seen much, but he could potentially go to either club. If I remember rightly, West Coast were after him quite a bit, so he could potentially fill that role down there. Jermaine Jones, he's the backman down in there-ish. So maybe they could swap out. Not sure what's going to happen though with Liam Baker. He could be likely to move, but Fremantle potential suitors as well. So they've got to actually make sure that they've got the right price for him as well, because obviously Richmond have the right to say no to Liam Baker, no to Dan Rioli, and no to Shai Bolton, and could just go, no, we're keeping them, and that's that. Or they could all find deals. Richmond are going to be the biggest off-season of pretty much their time since 2017, I'd like to say. But yeah, let me know this type of video. I'll maybe potentially do another part 2 if this gets a few likes, a few views. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Comment down below your thoughts. And yeah, it's trade season very, very shortly in the next 2 months. It's going to be a fun time and see who moves. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, peace.